Hey, what is up everybody? I'm KESH and welcome to another episode of Ask KESH. Oh my god, this seems so redundant here on YouTube. Everybody's doing their Ask Something and and I'm doing this. I want to do these Q&As because I kind of like Q&As and it's easy and it's fun and I like to answer questions because I'm a very talkative guy. Let's get into this thing. This is getting too much. Before we start the Q&A, I just want to let you guys know that I've started a freaking podcast. Yes, there's a podcast and it's going really well. I've been hearing good reviews about it from people who've been listening to it. We are 3 episodes in already and this is the first time I'm mentioning this on my main channel. Why didn't I do this before? Why didn't I do this? So yeah, it's up on a new channel called the Creatives Podcast, and the links are down below in the description. You can go subscribe to the channel and listen to the channel. The podcast is also available on SoundCloud, Anchor, and iTunes. God, I feel so good when I'm saying that. So yeah, anyways, let's get into the Q&A. Okay, first question. In a day, how many drawings you draw, and who's your quote-unquote guru in arts? In a day, probably I'll probably sketch a page in my, my sketchbook, and also I'll draw, I'll either work on an illustration piece or I'll do some sort of a daily sketch. And for example, today I didn't draw in my sketchbook, I just did a comic, and that's pretty much it for today, and probably draw more, I don't know, I'm not sure. So I'd say 1, 2 or maximum 3 drawings, not more than that. Some days, as like yesterday, I was like drawing 3 pages because it was a video shoot day and I had to draw for the video, so it depends. And my guru, I don't have one guru, but yeah, I don't have one guru, I have lots of inspirations. Advice to people on daily sketch. Well, the advice I would give you is very, very simple. Keep it easy, keep it sustainable, keep it small in the beginning, because if you're trying to form a new habit, you need to go out of your comfort zone a little bit, but not too much that to a point where you snap, and don't do that because it's very hard on you. Just start with a very simple thing. If you have never been drawing, if you're not used to drawing on a daily basis, I would say start small. Say draw for 10 minutes a day for a week, do that. For the next week, draw for 15 minutes every day for the next week. Then you add every single week. And so that's one. Keep it small, keep it easy, and keep it sustainable. And if you miss a day or two, doesn't matter, just get back on it and just keep going, and think of it like some sort of a long-term thing that you're trying to be consistent at, and not some sort of a daily streak thing. Maybe sometimes the daily streak thing motivates people, but yeah, just keep it easy, simple, and sustainable. Axel4.exe asks, I was wondering about the colors and the color choices you make in your art and videos. Both, you can explain the thought process behind choosing the specific colors you use, or maybe a short video. One, I don't have a specific, what do you call that, color choice, color. There's no way that I choose colors. I just happen to choose colors that go well with each other. The system that I use is I choose a color that I like, then I choose a color that goes well with that color, then I choose another color that goes well with the second color, then I choose a color that goes well with the third color. So I just go one by one at a time. Not exactly the best strategy, trust me, but I kind of like these muted desaturated colors, so that's my idea behind choosing colors. Fedon.art asks, tell us your biggest regret in your artistic career, and if you had another chance, how would you approach it? This is a good one. My biggest regret in artistic career. Biggest regret. What would be my? I don't have any regrets, man. Oh my god, that's a big revelation today. I wouldn't do it different, actually, to be honest. Yes. Oh my god, I feel so fulfilled right now. I wouldn't do it different, because if I did something different, I wouldn't be where I am today, and I don't want to be anywhere else other than where I am today. Of course, I would want to be better, but okay, maybe this, in terms of my artistic career, I wish I was more consistent with my YouTube, which I am doing it right now. I could have uploaded weekly. I've started YouTube in 2010, 2011. People who started channels like last year have blown past me because they had one thing that I didn't have, which is consistency. Of course, my quality of videos are really good. I put a lot of time into producing these things, but man, if I was consistent, I would have gone somewhere. I wouldn't call that a regret, because I've learned a very important lesson about consistency. So I wouldn't, yeah. I don't have many regrets. I feel good right now. Juganut asks, why don't you draw in anime style? I don't draw in anime style. I used to draw in anime style. It doesn't impress me anymore because I do a mixture of anime and American cartoons. So that's what I do right now. So, yep. Ashtosh Ka Yadav asks, what to do when the odds aren't in your favor? Why did I say odds? Why am I going British all of a sudden? Okay, I don't know. What to do when the odds aren't in your favor? Well, my friend, when the odds aren't in your favor, I'd say just keep moving and just make do with what works, because that's all you can do. And something that I've been learning recently is you can only control what's in your control, and you cannot control what's not in your control. So what's in your control is basically the choices you make, the way you think, the way you think about the stuff that happens outside of your control. And you cannot control the stuff that's basically everything else other than your mind. It's outside your control. People, scenarios, opportunities, situations, everything. You can only choose to do the work. You can only control the work you put in. And you pretty much cannot control everything, so that's a good thing to do. Just keep going. That's all I can say. Piyush.rt asks, is your YouTube channel your professional work, or it's a side job? Thank you. Why did I say thank you? I don't know why did I say thank you. Maybe it is my professional job. It's not my side hobby. It's sort of my side hobby if I'm working on freelance work. So it is my profession. I happen to be living in India, and YouTube, along with some of my other freelance gig, is making me enough money to, make a living. If we are probably living in another country, this won't be possible. But I'm happy, man. I'll be doing more. I'll be making more. But yeah, I'm happy where I am right now. Saeed_Alau has, I'm sorry, I'm merging a name. I'm a drawer and I have the same style as yours almost, and I want to start doing video like you in YouTube, but in my own style and language. But I fear that people will say that I'm copying you, which is not what I want to do or what I want. What do you advise me? Well, buddy boy, let me tell you something. One, I would say I have a couple of things for you. One would be to either start practicing in private, like make videos, make art, copying my style. I don't mind, don't worry, I won't say anything, except unless you don't plagiarize it and call it your own. You copy my style, you do your thing, and when you keep doing it, you add your own flair to it, and eventually you find your own style. Then you can come on YouTube and art. And this is probably a long shot. You need a lot of patience for this. Or what you can do is, start your YouTube channel. Just do it and try to force yourself, or try at least a little bit here and there to be more original. You will eventually end up looking like your inspirations at the beginning. Like when I started making YouTube videos somewhere in 2012, when I got serious about it, like 2015, sorry, people started calling me that I'm a Casey Neistat copycat. People used to call me that because my videos looked a lot like Casey Neistat, and I can understand that you gotta do the work so that you can find your own voice. And it's not the other way around. You don't find your voice, then you do the work. It doesn't happen that way. So you have to face a bit of criticism. You have to face a bit of humiliation, something like that, to actually go through this process of finding your own voice. Or what you can do is just in the description say I'm copying KESH and credit me or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, you can do that. Hald@Te asks, how should an amateur artist charge for a commission? Well, this is how you should charge for a commission. Go as low as you can, to be honest. That's what I would say. If this is your first commission, if you're an amateur artist, you should be lucky that people are actually hiring you in the first place. You shouldn't be worrying about charging for your commissions. I would say go low. Try to look at it like this. Try to offer more value than the money that they are offering you. No matter how big is the money, it'll always end up, good for you in the long run. Pencil Tail Fox asks, do you prefer to letter your comics by hand, the old-fashioned way, or by typing it on the computer? I actually letter my comics. I haven't made that many comics. I've made like 5, but I've lettered all of them by hand because I kind of like my own font. I might make my handwriting into a digital font, and if I do that, I'll probably like use the digital computer as a lettering. Ritvik_you ask, if you can change one thing in the world, what would it be? Varun, put this question in the last, okay? Okay. If I can change one thing in the world, it would be this. It should be in the last. Az.art asks, your style developed with the time or you planned for it? Well, my friend, I kind of planned for it. I actually, I understood the idea behind how style works. So what I did was I looked at all the things that really interest me, and I started to practice or started to mimic the artists that I really was looking up to, and I was trying to understand their language of art, and I just took those things that I really liked about them and discarded the rest, which is very key. You don't take the whole part of the art, your influence, just take a part of it. And I did that with a lot of other things and artists and experiences. Then I got my own style, and my style will eventually change over the years. So that's another thing. JC Love Colors asks, how to afford cool, unaffordable art supplies? Well, my friend, I'm not the one who should be asking that question, because I don't afford any cool, unaffordable art supplies except for this Vincent and Newton Pro marker, which I don't know, where did I keep that? Yeah, that's the only cool, unaffordable art supply that I have. Everything else that I have is very affordable. I make art with ballpoint pens and cheap copy paper and cheap sketchbooks. Like, for example, like this is my sketchbook, man. This is a Faber-Castell sketchbook, and this costs 35 rupees. That's half a US dollar. And that's the sketchbook that I'm using right now. And the pen that I use is a cheap 5 rupee ballpoint pen. I'm not even sure what's the USD conversion for that. And I used to make art with copy papers, cheap copy papers. And the digital art I make is with a Wacom bamboo tablet that costs less than $100. So I'm not making art with thousands and thousands of dollars worth of equipment, except for my MacBook Pro, which is probably the costliest thing that I ever have. Other than that, I started out with a simple computer. I got this because I earned my way to getting this thing. So yeah, man, like do stuff with what you have. Like, why can't people understand that? Do that. Speaking of doing stuff with what you have, Michael_Delugo asks, I love your art style, you inspire me a lot, thank you. I want to ask you, how did you start your art career? My friend, this is what I did. I wanted to be a filmmaker, I wanted to be an artist, and I really wanted to be a filmmaking artist, and looked around myself, and especially getting into the film world in India is very, very hard. And what I did was, for some weird reason, I was very wise back then, I don't know why. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna, instead of all of my friends were waiting for their opportunity. They're waiting to be an assistant to a director or something like that. And weirdly, what I did was, I told myself, I am actually going to start doing the work which I feel is the most important thing. And I thought YouTube was one of the ways that I could do that. And I started doing work with YouTube. I thought, if I make videos, if I learn to make videos, I can make better videos. If I learn to make better videos, I can make short films. If I make short films, I can make feature films, and eventually get into the industry or whatever. Right now, I don't want to get in the industry, to be honest. But like I'm talking to my other friends. They are like still waiting for the opportunity, right? They're waiting to be assistants for someone else. Right now, I have the power within myself to actually do a feature film or a web series or everything. But I just don't have the time right now. But I built myself that opportunity by actually making do with what I have. Siva Prakash, I don't know why am I not able to say your name. Siva Prakash 97 asks, hey KESH, my question is, how do you start earning as a freelance artist? My friend, this is how you start earning as a freelance artist. You gotta create value. You gotta create value for your clients. And the way you create value for your clients is actually by being good at your craft. And the way you be good at your craft is actually putting in the work. So that's how you start earning money as a freelance artist. You gotta be good. And you gotta add value to your clients. You can try to add more value than they give you, which will eventually make you a good freelancer, and you'll get more clients by that way. So at least that's the strategy I use. You can use a different strategy which involves a lot of marketing. don't. I would highly suggest you shy away from all these marketing gimmicks and stuff and everything. And I'd say also, if you're starting freelancing, start with doing free work for people. Try to build up your portfolio. That is very important. Some people are not willing to do that, and people throw away this joker code, which is like, if you're good at something, you don't do it for free. That is absolutely freaking bull, freaking because when you're starting out, you're not good at something, and if you're not good at something, you try not to charge for it, and when you get good at something, you can later charge for it. So yep. Ridhi's Art Desks ask, what are your different avenues of earning money? If you don't mind sharing that, okay, I don't mind at all. It would be really helpful for upcoming artists to know how many different streams add up to an income. One of my sources of income is YouTube. Of course, I earn like 30 to 40% of my income from that, and the other sources is workshops. I conduct art workshops around Chennai, around where I live, and that is one of the ways I am earning money. And the biggest chunk, I would say, would come from doing freelance work, which I do for clients, which is usually video work, and that is that's like 60 to 70% of my income, 60% I would say. And also I do sponsorships in my video. I just started doing sponsorships, to be honest. I would say that's making up quite a chunk of my income. And then I've started selling posters, I've started selling stickers, and I'm in the process of making lots of usable products for artists. So yep, these are all the things. If you're an artist, you got to learn to be a businessman. I was just telling my cameraman Varun right here that you need to learn to be a businessman, or else you cannot do art for a living. Trust me, you cannot do that. And one of the ways you do that, you diversify your income into different little streams. You got to be clever. You got to spend as much as time into making money instead of making or as much as making art. Last question. Halawat_Pinak asks, hey KESH, I love your work. A quick question. When the heck are you gonna when the heck are you planning on completing your comic? Like, dude, I got so damn excited about it and you stopped. By the way, I love you and your work, everything that you do. Thank you. Okay, man. Halawat Pinak. What is that name? Pinak, sorry. Okay, I'm sorry I stopped my comic making series. It was one of the things that I tried out, didn't work out. But I've started making comics again. I made a comic today, but these are all comic strips instead of big giant fantasy comics. And those comics take a lot of time for me to make, and it's very hard to do that, and it doesn't make much money, and you got to put a lot of work into it. The logistics doesn't work well, and you got to be. Yeah, it's very hard to make comics in this world. People don't read comics. Most people. Some people do. But I now started making comic strips. So I am probably going to be doing the 100 Days of Comic series again this year. But this time I'm going to complete it. And I'll be probably working on comic strips instead of a big comic. And I'm trying to develop the world of Kumar more before I actually step into the process of making comics. So that's what I'm up to. If I can change one thing in the world, it would be this. First, if I ever had got that power, to change one thing in the world for everybody, I wouldn't use that, to be honest, because I don't want to impose my will on other people, because people are different. I would do this. I would try to instill the idea that my mentor has instilled on me, and that is, you can do anything you want in life. You can be anything you want. You can do whatever you want. Nothing is good or nothing is bad, as long as you don't disturb the other person next to you. If you're walking on the road, you have every right to do that in whatever fashion and whatever manner you want. But your walking stick shouldn't hit the person in front of you or behind you. That is the yardstick. That is the golden rule of living. Live and let live. That goes for both people, people who are trying to be accepted into the society, and people who are in the society trying to accept new and more radical ideas and things. Just live and let live. Don't try to impose your will onto other people. Don't do that. People are different. You know, like vegetables are different. Like there's a tomato, there's a brinjal, there's an onion, there's a potato. You can't make all of them into one. They can only coexist. So live and let live. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this Q&A video. Thank you for listening or watching. If you're listening, I think probably you're drawing while listening to this. I know you bloody artistic forks. I know you. Why did I call you forks? I was gonna say forks. So anyways, yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.